Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new day. It is Saturday morning. It's 10:58. I'm making a little bit of breakfast here, late breakfast. I'm going to make some bacon, hash brown patties, and I'm going to have some eggs. Glenn is not going to have eggs. So, just want to get this bacon going. Alright, so here's my attempts at keeping it flat. I normally like to make my bacon in the oven, but one of us does not like bacon made in the oven. So, and since I'm making eggs and hash browns, I'll just do it all on the griddle. And this is why I like to make my bacon in the oven. I hate when it curls up. If you make it in the oven, it stays flat. And I don't have to babysit it. Alright everyone, so I'm cooking the hash brown patties now, and I'm going to have a couple eggs as I said, but anyway, I wanted to tell you. So I was doubtful that I was going to get any of those white-throated sparrows on video, or the white-crowned sparrows, either or, but I have to tell you, I thought there was more white-crowned sparrows, but after I got out there yesterday and after I looked at the video, I got a lot of footage of the birds. And what I saw is they're basically all white-throated sparrows. There was no white-crowned sparrows that I saw. So I was very, not that I don't want to see the white-crowned sparrows, but I was very happy to see a lot of white-throated sparrows in the video. And yeah, so when I looked, by the end of the first clip, one was already jumping in the camera sight, and then they all came in the camera sight. So I even got Chippy in there and squirrels. So yeah, I was very pleased at the amount of footage of the white-throated sparrows that I got. And that I got that many, because normally I don't get, I think I got one a couple years ago and then one last year. I never get an abundance of them like I'm doing this year. I'm getting this year. It's so exciting. And when I woke up this morning, I actually heard them singing already. When I took Gypsy out, all the sunflower seeds that I threw on the ground yesterday were all gone because animals come overnight and eat them. So I went and put more sunflower seeds out, and by the time I got back in the house and looked out the kitchen window, they were all over it. They were all back, and a couple of them even went in the feeder, which I was surprised to see. So that was pretty exciting. And when I saw them in the feeder, I was like, oh, I should have put the bird cam out right away. So there's a cardinal and a white-throated sparrow in the feeder right now, and then the rest are on the ground. But I also put one of my Oriole feeders out in hopes of getting an Oriole today. So we'll see about that. So yeah, pretty exciting. And there's a bunch of white-throated sparrows in the trees right now. And I could see them because our trees here have not blossomed. Our overnight was still in the 30s. When I took Gypsy out, I could have used a jacket rather than a hoodie. So it was cold. But yeah, I was pretty excited to see what I saw on the video. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. Alright, so I'm going to finish up here cooking these, and then I'm going to cook my egg. So I'll be back. Alright everyone, so got a little bit of shell in that one. I think I got the big piece out. Little one might still be in there. Alright, so one thing I forgot to mention is normally in springtime when the birds arrive in springtime and I'm in the house, in the kitchen here, I actually bring my camera in the kitchen so I could take video or pictures through the window. And I just did that with the sparrow, a white-throated sparrow that was in the trees. So yeah, so I have, my batteries are charged now, so I have my camera ready to go. Oh no, don't break the yolk. Oh, there is now a chipping sparrow in the feeder. Those are real tiny. They look like sparrows, but they have that crown on their head, and it's more like a kind of like a tannish brown crown. Oops, sorry. And he just arrived. So exciting for all the springtime birds. Alright, so let me fix my plate here. Alright, there is breakfast for this Saturday morning. Hash browns, I'm having 2 hash browns, 2 eggs, and some bacon. All right, so I will catch up with you guys in just a little while. All right, everyone. So it's a few hours later after breakfast. Breakfast was good, by the way. And I have been just doing other stuff since breakfast that does not get recorded. And now it is actually 2:15. And I'm done with the other stuff. So now what I'm going to do is put the bird cam out. So I'll show you. I know a couple of folks had asked to show how I put the bird cam out and what you need. So I'm going to go over that. All right, so the first thing you're going to need is some kind of an action camera. It does not have to be a GoPro. GoPros do have sharp photos and videos, but GoPros overheat. This brand, I have two of these. This is an XTU S3. I have two of these exact cameras. They're off brands. I don't even think they're even sold anymore, but they are good cameras, and I never had a problem with them overheating. So just be careful of that. GoPros are good cameras, but they do overheat and shut off. I've had these on the bird cam 5.5 hours at one time, never shut off, never had a problem. And they have good video too. So yeah, I ended up buying two of these because I got them for like $100 each. So some kind of an action camera you're going to need. And to power it up, because the action camera batteries don't last a significant amount of time, especially if you're doing a bird cam, I leave mine out there for 5.5 hours. The SD card takes up to 5.5 hours of video time, depending on the settings you have. If you do 4K, you're going to have a lot less time on that SD card. I do 1080p 60 frames per second, I think, and I get 5.5 hours and it's still good video. So what I do is same thing I did yesterday, what I showed you. I use a power pack. I've got two USBs on there, so you'll also need a cord to connect the power pack to the camera. So whatever, I've got the regular big USB that goes in here, and then whatever type USB your camera has. So these are older ones, so they have the old micro USB, where what I'm recording on my newest camera, it's an action camera, but they've come a long way, and now it's USB-C, which is the same type of connection your phones get and everything. So you just there's usually a plug in there, and I just plug it in, and the lights went on the power pack, and it turns this on. So this tells me, oh yeah, I did. This tells me how long I have on there, and 5.5 hours, 5 hours 35 minutes at 1080p 60 frames per second. Again, if you do 4K, you'll probably cut that time in half. So it's black because I have the lens cover on it. Take it off, and there you see the picture. So I like to keep it on there until I'm ready to leave the camera. So that way, while I'm setting it up, if I drop it, at least it's covering the lens there. So yeah, that's how you set that up. And when you put when I put my power pack, I like to put it in a bag, any kind of bag that has strings on it, because I hang it up on the bird feeder pole. So, and then what I do from there, if it's a windy day, I put, again, everything is pretty much the same as yesterday when I showed you how I did it. I put this styrofoam, it's not styrofoam, it's foam. It's a wind muff, and it was meant for this camera. I just kind of sliced it up so I could just like slide it over it, and it goes like that. It fits, it's made for this camera. So that does a pretty good job of blocking out the wind noise. Then the last thing you're going to need is something to put your camera on that's going to be connected to the bird pole or the bird feeder itself. So I do, here, let me get a better angle. Well, you can see this. Let me get this stuff out of the way. I'm going to disconnect that right now. Turn off the camera until I'm ready to go out. The reason I'm showing you is because I'm going to go put the bird cam out now. It's semi blue clouds. So, oh, this is the camera I was going to take out yesterday. This is the Nikon Coolpix P900. It gets an extreme amount of zoom on it, but the batteries are good now and I can use it. So this is what I use to connect my camera to the bird pole, and I do this because, one, it's flexible. You can move the camera around wherever you want, and this part here, you just squeeze these, it opens up, and you wrap it around the pole, and then this part here is where you put the camera. You'll see the screw there, and all I got to do is screw the camera to the top there, and I'm going to do that right now before I go out. That way it's already ready. Already ready. All right, so all the older action cameras come with that screw thing on the bottom where you can just screw it into these. My new camera, which is what I'm recording on, does not have that. That's the one that has that magnetic adapter. So you can see I'm screwing this on here. So there it sits. And now I can just clip this on and position the camera wherever I want it to be on there. All right, so I try to get everything ready before I go out there, so I'm going to go ahead and hook this end up to the camera already, so I don't have to mess with too much of the camera. Do you think I could put that in? No. Man. Okay. Okay, so I got that cord ready, so when I go out there and I clip this thing onto the bird pole, then this is already hooked up to the camera, and then I just got to hang this up and hook that up there. And now I'm just going to put the muff back on there, the wind muff. Alright, so then when I'm ready to leave the camera there and I take this lens cover off, I got to make sure that the foam is not sitting over the lens like that, because that will show up in your video. It'll have a little black haziness on the corner there. So then that's my last check. Alright, so right now it's 2:25. We're going to go out there, and as I said, I get about 5.5 hours. I should have done it first thing this morning, but I didn't, so now we're going to do it. All right, so that's what you need to set up a bird cam. The most expensive thing is obviously going to be the camera. I've got all of mine on Amazon. I got everything here off Amazon, so I'll put if they still sell this flexible thing, I use it for other vlogging too, so I'll put the link to this if I remember in the video. I have no affiliate stuff set up, so I'm just doing that to help you out. And yeah, we're gonna head outside now. All right, everyone, so first thing I'm going to do is situate where I want the camera. So I've got my pole here, and I'm going to go ahead and clip this on there. You can turn these they're kind of really stiff, so now it's clipped on there, if you can see that. And then I can flex this wherever I want it to show. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my power pack. And I'm just going to take the strings, and I don't know if you could see, but right here there's a little screw, so I'm going to take this and hang it here and plug this in here. Or I could hang it on the handles of the grip here and plug it in. And turned on the camera. I'm going to take the lens cover off so I can see where the camera is pointing to. All right, I've pressed record, and after taking off the lens cover, I can see that the foam is not in the lens. I don't have any shadowing. And I think it's at a good spot right here. And I just make sure that red record light is on, so I know it's recording. Right, so just to give you a closer view, I couldn't tell how well it was seeing. So I've got the grip to the pole. I've got my power pack just hanging off the grip here, cord going up, and my camera is there. And it looks like it's at a good view, and that's all you got to do.